It's vibration from the soil.
Where you can take your life back and put your health into your own hands. In
That's
your
right.
own hands. Not my hands, in your own hands.
That's right. You can take your health into your own hands, guys. That's what we are talking about each and every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. So that you can be ready for whatever's coming your way, and you can be prepared to withstand the chemicals that are in your body going crazy. So we want to balance ourselves off, and we want to understand the effects of what we put in our mouths and what we say and what we do, so that we can have positive results. And that's what it's about, guys. Is there's a change in the trend sweeping around the world or the globe, or it's not nothing new. It's understanding how to eat food that is right for your body, for your system, that's going to get you generating with energy. I have ladies, men, children, that we're educating every day, on what to consume. Because being a consumer, we're taken by colors, we're taken by everything, commercials, we're taking on trips, and these things send our minds astray. And so we must stay in line with our body. What is it saying, and how can we put in the best nutrients so we can see the best results, be the best version of ourselves, live outside the box, you know what I'm saying, but fill the box up with dynamite. You know what I'm saying? All right, baby, fill it up with some dynamite, and that's living cells,
Boom.
like I told you. Boom, white blood cells. Your white blood cells are the only cells that love you. Your only cells. No one else but your cells is looking out for you. Always detoxifying, trying to make sure that you can have optimum health and stay around here a little longer. That's what it's all about. We want y'all around here longer. So take pride in what you eat, and understand that you are what you eat. So
exactly.
We're gonna do this continuation from last time y'all saw us live or on air, which was last Tuesday, and we're just going to continue, because that was about sugar, baby, right? We was talking about that sweet stuff that's so sticky, gooey, ooey, ooey, that we just love, that we grew up on. And mama said, here, you can have all you want sometimes, or you just, you try to go high to get as much as you want. You know how it is, we couldn't stop. You was addicted,
Still are addicted.
Still addicted. Sugar is like sugar.
They put it in all your food.
Sugar, baby, sugar.
Not that kind.
Sugar like sugar. Some people want kisses, sugar kisses, But sugar, come on, we all love sugar. But honestly, there's good and bad sugar. And we will do a little recapping, and for you to understand some good sugars, some bad sugars, just really what sugar is doing to us, and why we become addicted to sugar, and how they're disguising sugar in so many names, and
50.
Wow, and how sugar is really bringing our vibrations down. And so today's show is sugar overload, sugar. But call in too and let us know how you spent your Halloween, because we missed that show that day.
I seen a whole lot of candy.
Man, a whole lot of candy. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot of sugar. Man, I mean, it was so crazy, baby. I had to go into Walmart and shoot a little video, because the candy aisle is the candy aisle, both sides. I mean, it's riddled with sugar, and it's crazy, guys. It's crazy. So just let us know what you might have done for trick-or-treating. If anyone have any healthy routines or remedies or anything they did on a positive Halloween tip, because we did not give out no candy, because I just couldn't see us giving candy to children. And
alcohol to children.
Alcohol to children. That's what it's equivalent to.
It's the same as alcohol.
Exactly.
If you was watching last week, it's exactly the same as alcohol.
Exactly. So we just couldn't do that to our future. We couldn't do that. We couldn't see kids knocking in. So we know what we're going to do next year. And because we've went in the kitchen and we went into the lab, and we've been working on our own candies.
Vegan candy.
Yes, we're going to have healthy sugars and healthy candies and healthy treats for the kids next year, and show them, hey, there's a new alternative. Like I said in one of the videos I posted online on Facebook, we have to understand that we're killing our kids by rewarding them these types of sugars. So let's be mindful of the sugars that we need to give them, and might have to take your health back in your own hands, or take yourself to the stove or and produce your own candy or your own
And
sweets.
it's very easy.
It's very easy. Most of these ingredients are no more than 4 or 5 ingredients, and so we can do them at home, guys. That's what it's about. Taking the time to love your family for the long haul, and that means I love my mother. She used to cook from scratch, and I applaud her for that. And because she was taking everything from the raw, from the field, from the ground, from the soil, and she was preparing it with love, and that's what it's about. These processed foods, that's where we're finding all of this hidden sugars with 55 or 100 or maybe 1,000 different names disguised, so that you don't know that you're being riddled with toxins that are
Exactly.
that are giving you heart disease, blood cancer, just giving you whatever's known to man. I mean, it'll be a new disease next month, guarantee you. But just so hold on to those thoughts and understand that we're ever evolving into chaos internally with our bodies, because we're not understanding, or scientists haven't come to the true knowledge of what everything we produce or consume and what it's doing to us, on a cellular or biological level. So let's understand sugar is not our friend, and that we could find other alternatives. Okay, so this is the second part. We let you know that in the first half of the show last week that sugar is just
They
is our
said
enemy.
it's the deadliest.
Yeah.
The deadliest in Western.
Right. We
Mhm.
consume too much. So if we could just pull those levels back, but maybe try to find those
It
alternatives
is
that are
the
better.
number one drug.
Yeah, it's the number one drug on the market. But check it out, guys. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back. Vibrations from the soil. Stay tuned. Okay.
It's Boss Up Houston Network. Tune in to Boss Up Houston. The Naked Truth. Vibrations from the Soil. The Simon's Christian TV Show. The Gidget Lewis Show. Breakfast with Sonia. TN Politics. It's the Naked Truth Network and Boss Up Houston Network. It's Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
Welcome back, guys.
Welcome,
back with
welcome
another
back.
one.
That's right, sugar, guys. Let's just go into it like this. Sugar is a carbohydrate. It's a sucrose. It's a molecule compound of 12 atoms of carbon, 22 atoms of hydrogen, and 11 atoms of oxygen. All those seem so amazing for your body, and it's what your body really needs. So those chemicals right there, the hydrogen, the oxygen, and the carbon, those are all found in plants. But guess what, guys? Again, there's a design that's going on behind the walls in these labs where they are artificially producing yeah, all this sugar, guys. They're producing all this sugar, guys. And you must beware, because once they take it from its natural element and it becomes an added sugar and it becomes artificial. And that's when the body then begins to break down. And that's why we must do our own sugar at home. We must, process, not say process it, but prepare our foods with our own, natural sugars, that are has phytonutrients and the right phytonutrients we need, because that's the issue. When we have these sugars that are in the compound, that are in regular sugars with these atoms, carbon and oxygen, that's what helps our body to digest them, or for them to go into the bloodstream and to be effective, because those phytonutrients, as it is coming from a plant. But once it becomes processed and added into boxes and your marinara sausages, your peanuts, and a host of 1,000 ingredients, and it's disguised, well, that's when it becomes harmful to your body because it's been broken down and now given to you artificially. And our bodies don't recognize that the way it should. So everyone
So
is.
what is white sugar? White sugar is just processed sugar. There's nothing healthy about it. It's not made from a plant, correct?
It's made for it's made from a plant, but then they process it the way and refine it so that it's lowered down, and now your body doesn't your body recognize it, but it doesn't have the nutrients to help break it down. So then it starts up to inflame your body. It starts to go and inflame tissues and goes in and does havoc on your organs. You know, so sugar.
So for people to understand simply is what I'm saying. Okay, we know the natural sugars were here first, but in their minds they believe that's something new.
Right.
So we're trying to explain to them that this has always been.
Right.
Getting sugar from cactus, agave, getting sugar from plant, stevia, honey, fruit. You could take fruit and you can hydrate it or hydrate it and turn it into a powder.
Right.
And have powdered sugar,
Coconut sugar,
that way.
date sugar.
Coconut sugar, date sugar. You can dry your
Palm
dates
sugar.
out.
Right.
So these have always been this other sugar that you're talking about. This is new.
White sugar.
This
Brown
white
sugar.
sugar is new. So that's what I'm saying for people that are just jumping on board with their health. They need to understand that white sugar is new. Like the other sugars were here first.
Right. There are four types
But
of
usually
sugar.
when we're talking about natural things from the earth, people think, oh, this is something new, because a lot of times it's something that was forgotten or something that they've just heard about at that moment in time in their life, so they think this is something new, but in fact the white sugar is new, and that's why things are the way they are.
That's right. It's the reason.
Because they've took our healthy sugar and now they've given us bad sugar, and they've made us forget about the healthy sugar that's always been.
That's right.
So I just wanted to say that.
And the reason why sugar is bad is because, like we said, added sugar. So they've taken the sugar and broke it down, refined it, processed it, and now they put it in your corn mixes, anything in a box. It might be white sugar and soap, but I'm just saying they disguise it in any and everything.
It's very addictive. And
right. I know it's in your
cigarettes. It might be in the soap.
It's in your cigarettes, as I
whatever you
mentioned.
put on your skin goes to your bloodstream.
Exactly.
So.
But that's what sugar is, man. Sugar is meant to do.
But sugar's not being used. It's being used to make things taste good, but it's really being used to keep people addicted.
Exactly.
That's the number one reason why
Yes.
sugar's being used.
It helps the financial
because it's
commerce.
addicting. One of my husband just said they had the crack rats.
Yeah, crack
and
addicted rats.
The crack addicted rats, and they tried to give them. They were more addicted to the sugar and the sugar water than they were the crack. So that's what we need to get people to understand: is sugar's only here to keep you addicted.
And so this
that's
is what,
the number one reason.
And so a lot of us in America and Western Union and in the Western world, we consume 6 times the amount of sugar we're supposed to.
Because it's in everything.
Oh yeah, it's hidden and it's disguised.
It's in everything.
But there are 4 basic sugars. We got glucose, which is sugar in the blood, dextrose, and it's produced from corn, and fructose, sugar, which is coming from your fruits. It's a principal sugar. Then you got sucrose, it's the table white sugar, and then you have your famous fructose, high fructose corn syrup. You know, that's the one you really want to stay away from.
Gross.
Yeah, it sounds gross. So that's chemically made. But like I said again, guys, we're consuming too much. And that's why we're addicted, because what our bodies are perceiving is that happy feeling, the reward sensation. And so that dopamine goes to your brain and we're excited. And so now we want to continue in sugar. I mean, we put sugar in most everything. I mean, people cook with sugar they put it in everything. I mean, at home. And so we got to get away from the bad sugar, you know, and putting it in everything. I mean, things like people would cook
it's in everything.
Beans and rice and put
It's in
sugar in it. You know?
Because it's the addictive source.
Yes.
That's my point.
Yes.
They want you addicted.
Yeah.
That's my whole point. It's not good for you.
And we've been so bamboozled that now we do it ourselves without it even being packaged for you and added in, you know, in a negative
and
form.
they give it to the kids because why? The kids is really the biggest consumers in the world,
yes,
right?
Yes.
It's your children,
yes.
right?
They're the biggest consumers without the knowledge, you know, and then the parents are right behind them because we allow it. And so we have to come to the grips and understanding that Only your cells have the
Well,
best
it's a
interest.
mindset, and the
Yeah. 33 more teaspoons a day. I mean, some people are consuming 96 teaspoons or 96 grams of sugar a day. I mean, come on, guys. That is like havoc on your body. And when we think we're great, you know, we
and
feel
people
great.
love to be tricked, and
Yeah,
they love
and that's what it's
they
doing.
love the man behind the disguise. And when
Yeah.
I say that is that you're comfortable buying this smoothie that has 34 scoops of sugar in it, teaspoons of sugar, but
Ounce.
you would be truly offended if I came to you and put that in a cup and told you to give it to your child. You would be offended, but you're okay drinking it behind the mask.
Right. But
Long as we don't know. We know, but we don't want to know.
Right. But we do know, guys, because we use sugar wrong. We use it as a pick-me-up, you know, and great. But what I'm saying is we have to understand that your internal chemicals will pick you up, but we can't lean on agents that are not fortified for you, that are gonna break you down in the long run. So consuming anything or too much of anything that is negative will run its course with you, and that's why we see these high levels of heart disease, these high levels of cancer, these high levels of these kids with no teeth or all this metal stuff in their mouths or whatever they have to go do to the dentist. Because why? We just think, oh, it's in the food. No, it's the drinks that is really doing the damage to our children. And we just like, okay, you can have you some high fructose corn syrup. That means, hey, go get you a soda. It's like saying, I'm giving my kid beer.
But
I'm
why
giving
give
them
it
kid
to them
beer.
in the first place is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Would you give your kids a little bit of crack? Would you give your kids a little bit of coke? Would you give your kids a couple shots before they go to school? Or when they come home to unwind?
We do. I do. Yeah, I give my kids that.
No, that's my
All
point.
day long, I
that's
give
my
it to
point.
them
So
for
we
breakfast,
have
lunch,
to
and
we have
dinner.
to look at it from that view.
That's right. That's what we're
we
doing.
refuse to look at it from that view. We want
Right.
to look at it from the cookie view because they took the sugar and they formed it into something beautiful
And
to
it
the
smells
eyes,
good.
and it's something smells to the nose. It's okay to eat it, but you're not
Yeah.
really looking at what it really is. Nobody wants to see things for what they really
Are. That's right. And so
We
now,
like to blind ourselves.
So now you've gotten consumed. Now once you get consumed, guess what? Now you're riddling these arteries and these organs with this bad chemical because you're over consuming it. And now you're wreaking damage to these arteries that
which they didn't have in the 80s, and type 2 diabetes that didn't exist and didn't come into play into the 80s because why? Sugar.
And America is just obese.
We're number one.
Just obese. And this is why, because sugar is inflammatory. You know, it's inflaming us. And we have to get our minds wrapped around that it's next to alcohol. It's death defying, you know. Sugar is cancer on a stick.
It's one of the worst things you can consume.
It's guys, we can't just say it enough, you know. So those who did participate in Halloween, hey, I'm glad you enjoyed the moment, the hours, the time out with your kids, having a fun, festive time. But to indulge in abundance of sugar was truly like a day of the dying. You know, you're preparing your coffin. You're preparing yourself for death. You're dying. Exactly what sugar is doing to you. And so we must watch the levels of sugar we consume. Because I can't say, hey man, don't eat no sugar, don't drink no sugar.
I can.
I can say it,
because there's other alternatives. That's like I said, would you give your kids a shot of alcohol? Like,
shot
come
of crack.
on, people.
You give them some cocaine. That's what you give them some alcohol. That's what we're doing to the liver.
It's so terrible. I can't even just keep telling you guys how terrible it is. Not just for the organs, but for the mind.
Right.
It makes you lose self-control.
Yeah, that's what it really does.
So that's why all these kids are running rampant and don't want to listen to their parents and falling out and killing their parents and talking crazy. It's the sugar. The sugar makes you lose self-control.
Shootings, yeah, you get amped up.
It makes you lose self-control.
It's a dopamine. So that dopamine is now giving you a heightened energy inside. I mean, that's what it does. I mean, it pushes energy. I mean,
and you know it because you watch the animals. If you really pay attention, like me and my husband, we see the raccoons when we drive down this street, they're in the trash can, eating out the trash can, McDonald's and everything else. They think they cats and dogs. They don't even go in the forest anymore.
Mm-mm.
They just all out on the street.
They come, I mean.
Just kicking it.
Yes. It's
Big,
like.
huge raccoons.
In the daylight. I'm like, what? Look at them eating out the dumpster every day, and I've watched them change. They're in chaos. They are confused. They're out in the daylight. I'm talking about how many, baby, hit the garbage cans?
Just on the street kicking it.
10 to 15 raccoons. You can go to this spot every day and we'll see you that they're out of their unnatural habitat. I mean, doing things irregular just like humans are, because they're consuming sugar and chemicals that are tearing down their mental capacity. They're walking the streets like cats, raccoons. We're on the northwest side of Houston. Yes, they are, because they're eating our garbage. And I say garbage because all the food that's produced within a store is garbage. It's garbage. We must read the labels and see how many grams of sugar is there and how many names of these names we can't pronounce, because you're getting chemicals that are foreign to your body. So they're not going to aid you in the long run. They're going to bring down your system.
They're going to send your body in chaos.
You're going to have you like the dizzy,
like
deadly
I said,
raccoon.
your body's a universe, and you have cells and just other little tiny universe inside of cells, inside of a cell, inside of your body that are depending on you.
Yeah.
Working in there like an army, a military, a family, working together, organisms just working together, living, and they know what to do, and they're counting on you.
To make the right choice.
You have to make the right choices to keep the body working.
And our kids, they don't know. And it's why we're here today, because our children, they know. And parents, we have to educate our children. That's the reason I'm here, is that you must get in your kitchen and you must prepare things that are delightful for your children's system. Not just give them what they want to get them out of your hair for the moment, because those days are gone with, because we are at war.
And number one, COVID, am I saying it right?
Corporate
for skin diseases is sugar.
Yeah.
Eczema, sugar.
Acne, sugar. Yeah. Wait. My women who consume sweet buns, if you like them sweet buns, girls.
Yeast infection,
and
sugar.
cookies, more than 3 times per week, 1.5 times, are more likely to develop endometrial cancer than women who consume these foods less. So come on, guys. Also, aging. That's what sugar do to you.
Makes
women.
You age.
It ages these women.
So why do the cosmetics or face cleanse or whatever you're doing? Hopefully you have a routine. If you don't, check me out.
Yeah.
But why do that if you're not going to take care of the inside? So that's like me never taking my car to get tuned up, never changing my tires, never changing my oil, because it looks fine on the outside. As long as I keep buffing and shining the outside, it's fine. That sounds ignorant, right? That sounds ignorant to anybody that drives a car, but it doesn't sound ignorant to everybody that has a body.
We must understand that sugar is not our friend. It's not our friend. And we know this, guys, because how many times have you been up and down?
Yeah, it makes you crash.
Yeah.
Like crack or whatever. Coke. You crash.
So
all them energy drinks, they bring you up and then you crash.
That's right. And
it'd be the sugar.
That sugar in there, man. It's a
you
drug.
ever see?
It's a drug.
You don't remember that back in the
drug.
day, but you used to give kids candy. Just go to a daycare, give kids candy.
Yes.
They just gonna run rampant.
Right.
And then they gonna crash.
Yeah, you can't say it's time for a nap.
Then they gonna crash.
That's right. Not just yet, but like I said, guys, we have to be in tune with that, because our focus here is leaving a legacy for our children to understand that the changes that have occurred today and the changes that will occur in the future, but that this true knowledge of what we must be consuming are plants and how we must get these nutrients out of plants, which means even our sugars, so that, hey, our bodies are now, getting the energy or getting the nutrients or getting just what they need, so that it continues to work and fight for you. You don't need Dr. Watson or Dr. whoever to come and say, hey, this and that and this and that.
But they do.
You have your body internally already speaking to you. It is talking to you.
And I believe
you're not listening.
In the vaccinations too. That's what I'm trying to tell you how addicting it is. They know it's so addicting, so why not put it in everything and have you addicted to everything?
Yeah, your Enfamil, your Similac. I mean, it starts when you are not even able to walk and talk. You consuming artificial sugar. Like I said, it's a design. But mothers, eat right, eat your phytonutrients, get on a plant-based diet when you're pregnant, and breastfeed. Give them what you have. Pass down your legacy of your health markers.
You're not just passing down health, you're passing down memories, you're passing down all information.
Yes.
Your information gets passed through that
your
way too.
DNA.
Your DNA, everything.
So let's stop going this old new Western way, because
that is
not the way. That's what scientists discovering and telling you and giving you now something new. How long they tested that? You know what I'm saying? This planet's been here millions of years, and they've only tested this here the last couple hundred, but yet they're testing to see that we need more hospitals. Come on, peeps. I've never seen no hospital when I did history. I mean, when I was in school and we was doing history, I'm learning about the Indians. There was no hospitals. Come on.
They didn't eat sugar.
Come on.
They didn't drink sugar.
Come with me. Understand where we at and what we must do and how we take our health back. As we go out there to nature, we go to the Creator who's living and breathing and giving us the oxygen, giving these plants that are made just like us with the same chemical makeup, the same biological structure. Not something that's fortified to break you down and put you in the ground.
So you're basically forcing your body to fight every day. Every day by the choices that you make.
And that's why kids are now projected to die sooner than their parents. And how could they tell you this? Why would they tell us this? That's what irks me. Is why we got statistics like this out there. You know what I'm saying? Why? And we still ain't doing nothing about it. Y'all saw how heated I was, because this is my passion for the kids, for the youth, is that this is what we're doing. And this is what we've succumbed to.
And we're okay with it.
Yeah, we okay with it.
Our vibration is so low.
Everybody want to pop them open a soda and think they cool. Think they doing something. Everybody got them a juice or a fruit box. Got all them consumers in their refrigerator, in the pantry, stacked up. I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. I'll be right back, man. I need to cool off. You so much. We back, guys, and I'm here with a smile. But yes, like you just saw, guys, in that infomercial, we want you to learn CPR so you can save a life. But don't be the person on your back receiving CPR because you want to partake in sugar. Like we were discussing before when we went to break, that on these aisles in the store, especially your candy aisle, your cereal aisle.
Which we don't go down.
Just check out your cereal aisle now. because they know how to market to the kids. Every cereal now has a candy name attached to it. How genius is that? Oh, it's genius. It's a genius design upon consuming you for a burial. So parents, wake up. I mean, I'm not doing this for my health. I'm doing this so we all can understand that health is the focus here. You know, it's just not for me. It's for all of us. It's for our children, because that's whose lives are really at stake. Because if they don't understand now, they'll be the ones to fall in the death trap. And that's what we have to have people. That's what we're wanting people to see. That it's a trap. We're in a no-win situation unless we understand how to feed our living body, not with dead processed sugars, not with dead box products that are on these shelves. No, we must feed it with living energy, and that's with living live fruits, giving real sugar, fructose sugar that has phytonutrients. That you now are getting that phyto energy that you need. You know, these other energies, I mean, these other sugars, they're let-me-downs. They soup you up and bring you down and
they
then
rob
alter,
you.
Yeah, and alter your mind. Just like you said, they rob you of your nutrients.
They rob your nutrients, and now your body has to take the little nutrients that you're probably putting in it to process the sugar.
That's right. And that's no help to a child who is now confused to our children. It totally confuses our children. It messes with our motor skills and our cognitive thinking. And hey, that's hard on a child. That's why children have ADHD. That's why they're diagnosed with all of these diseases, because they're giving it to them for lunch. They're giving it to them for breakfast.
Like, here, eat this ADHD.
That's right. Bouncing off the walls, and now can't even control their mind, and
they're giving them sugar and then telling them that you only get 10 minutes to play.
It's in the vaccine.
It's true. It's true.
Now, what kind of balancing act is that?
And like Lil Paul was sitting down all day. Well, so you can feed them donuts all day.
So now he's in detention, or he's in after school
Or
program.
they're going to give him a pill X, Y, and Z.
Wow. This is going on every day, all day. Any which way you want to call it.
I could tell you from experience, my kids are totally different children when I removed the sugar.
Exactly.
Well, we know my daughter is, because she had eczema, severe eczema. And sugar is, you're never going to get rid of your skin disease eating sugar, and you have to turn the food around, and you have to read those labels. And I don't understand why people don't read the labels by now when all the information's out there. Why do you not read them? I don't understand it. Read it. If you don't understand what you're reading, look it up. We should be able to understand I should be able to pick up a product and know everything in it. Not pick it up and never heard of these words.
And just like she said, though, reading the back of these labels, guys, that's really what you're looking for. On the back of these labels, you're looking for the ingredient that has the least. That's what you're looking for. You want to see the packaging with the least ingredients in it. And you want to have some sort of knowledge of what these ingredients are.
When I pick up something that has about 50, 60 ingredients, I put it right back down. I'm not even going to waste my time, because why did you need all of that to make this?
That means you've taken it out of its natural state, or that this has probably been way over processed. Now put it into my system.
It's not even, is it food? Is it any
more times than none? It isn't. It's
not even food anymore.
Exactly. And that's
so what are you eating?
That's the hard thing here, guys.
So what are you feeding your kids? What are we feeding ourselves? We're no longer eating food. We're no longer eating food. So think about that for a second. You're no longer eating food. If your ancestors were to come right now, they would not recognize anything you're eating, because you're no longer eating food. We're so tricked that we're no longer eating food and we're okay with it. Then we go home and cook something that's not even food to begin with.
And this is now generational, traditional Thanksgiving dinners. You know, I understand, man, I'm a dessert eater. You know what I'm saying? I love my desserts, and I know these holidays are coming upon us, but we got to understand.
Just say no to desserts.
No, just say no to added sugar. Just, ask and question. And we do. We go out to eat and we question people. Hey, what'd you make that with? Hey, what is in there? Does it have eggs? You must.
But your body will let you know
Oh,
it
most
anyway.
definitely.
Most of the time, your body will let you know.
Yes.
And my kids are like that. It's so crazy because even when we go, because now the big thing is vegan, but they're also using that to sell the same things that they were already selling, right? But my kids are fast learners. If they eat something and it just makes them feel horrible, if it gives them a stomach ache or whatever, they will never eat it again. They're already in tune. And they're 10 and 11. They'll tell me that made my stomach hurt and I'm never eating it again. And that's what I'm saying. You got to get in tune with your own body because your body lets you know. I was just talking to a friend that just told me she's actually doing the Arbonne 30-day cleanse, and she's been eating healthy, and she says she went to Sweet Tomato, which we love to go eat, but everything is Sweet Tomato ain't all peaches and creams, okay? It's hidden ingredients and hidden chemicals and everything. But she said she ate soup, and she said it made her feel so horrible. She said that her blood pressure was high. She said she had a headache. She said she had to lay down, and she didn't know what was going on with her. And all she had was soup at a supposedly salad bar. So that's what I'm saying. These ingredients are hidden in everything. And because to find out, she probably thinks she consumed MSG that was in the soup.
That's right. But guys, we're under attack. And that's the reason we're here, because we're trying to bring forth the vibration of the soil is where all energy is coming from. So plants come out of the soil. It's no reason, they're going to put you back in the soil. So let's get it, guys, and let's connect back with nature and understand that that's where all potency is, That's where all relevance comes from, So we got to get in tune.
And it's really not hard.
Yeah.
We make it seem hard because we don't have time for ourselves anymore. So of course we don't have time to cook a meal. We barely make time for ourselves, but that's the thing. You got to turn it around. You got to want to make time for yourself and make time for the things that are important. And food should be one of them.
I mean, check it out, guys. I think the number is 832-649-8406. Somebody call in and you tell me, before there were markets or farmer markets or just people had got their food from farms, when was the first grocery store ever came about? What was the first grocery store? Could somebody call in and tell me when was the first grocery store? Google it if you have to. But let me know, what was the first grocery store? When was the first grocery store? And because that's when these products start hitting us, and it became out of our context of what we consume. It became out of your hands. We telling you it's time to get it back in your hands, because you taking the pride to produce and prepare stuff with your hands is love. And that's what you're giving your family. And that's the legacy that will keep on giving and living.
So we're no longer loving each other because now we just want to put stuff in the microwave, which the microwave is deadly, but people love it so much because it's quick. We want to put stuff in the microwave. We want to go through the drive-thrus. We don't want to take no time to put love into our food. We just want to throw stuff in a crock pot, which I love crock pot stuff if you throwing the right things in there. But my point is everything has to be simple. Mm-hmm. We no longer have time to take care of ourselves when what you put on your plate should matter. That's how you start your day. It's what you put in your body because that's going to fuel you for the rest of the day, right? Mm-hmm. So we don't even have time for that. Like he said, you used to cook with love. Grandma used to cook with love. Nobody cooks, where's the love at? So we're putting frequencies and vibrations into everything. So when we're handling the food, how we're cooking the food, how we're communicating love.
Speaking,
so how
vibration.
You ain't communicating when you take something dead and throw it in the microwave and then cook it more dead. I don't know what it does. Then you put it into your loving body.
Well, breaking it down.
Radiation into it. So how are you saying you love